Why every single creative strategist you hired fell short? And how is it possible that as an e-commerce owner, you make better ads than a creative strategist with a lot of track history? You spent months interviewing these people. You looked at their portfolio, you asked them to do practical assessments. Everything looks great on paper, but then they're not able to outperform the ads you create as an owner, as a thing that you do of 5 hours a week, as a thing you do in 5 hours a month, maybe sometimes. And here's the harsh truth. A 6 out of 10 creative strategist in a 10 out of 10 creative system beats a 10 out of 10 creative strategist in a 6 out of 10 creative system every single time. So even if you find that 10 out of 10 creative strategists, but then you throw them into a shitty creative system, they will never outperform what you're currently doing. And most likely you don't have a creative strategist problem, but you have a creative system problem. So in this video, we'll look at what a 6 out of 10 creative system looks like. And I'm gonna share with you what I learned running 99ads.com, creating ads that spent over $300 million in the last 24 months alone. And after building over 60 creative departments, both for 7, 8, 9-figure stores, but also for agencies like mine and others. So what are the signs of a sub 6 out of 10 creative system? The first sign is that you own a Notion empire. You expect a 10 out of 10 creative strategist to work with your little videos on Notion, or even worse, with Trello. Work on those little boards, expecting them to be allowed to be great within your company. And that's obviously not the case. Where the case, what it should be, is first of all, upgrading from to-do lists to a real system where everybody stays updated automatically with no communication needed. Then everybody knows exactly what to do next, and most importantly, how to do it without asking you. And finally, where there's no need to be absolutely reliant on Loom videos that are recording on the spot, like most of the time with very bad circumstances around whoever is shooting the video. Sign number 2 is that you're the bottleneck of every creative decision. As a founder, you expect your entire team to get back to you, and then you are the one who has to make the decision. And that's obviously not how it's supposed to be. Decision making in a great system is supposed to be distributed, where every team member owns their responsibility and they understand exactly what their responsibility is. And strategy and execution are synced through structured briefs. So we're not, again, relying on Loom videos. We're not relying on Trello boards, but we have a workflow that everybody in the team understands, that everybody in the creative department understands. And you end up in a point where you're not approving every single ad, but you're simply reviewing results. And you're simply making sure that the results we're getting are in line with the overall goals as a business we expect to hit by the end of the quarter, by the end of the year. And then finally, if you feel sick or if you want to go on a vacation for 2 weeks, the system keeps running. And keeps running doesn't mean they're just floating around, but they get even better results when you're not at the office, when you're not working with them and micromanaging every single team member. Sign number 3 is that you simply don't know what a good creative system looks like. And what it should be is having clear benchmarks and targets defined for each stage of the process, where the team knows exactly what winning looks like and what to iterate on, where there's a shared repository of all of the winning elements in the test results that we run every single week. And that finally, where reviews are data-led and are not simply based on vibes or personal taste in general. Sign number 4 there's no real KPI to monitor performance. So simply what happens, and this is something that I'm seeing more and more like often, is that we simply expect to evaluate somebody, a creative strategist, based on the ROAS. If my ROAS is not good, then it's your fault, without considering everything that's around that. So what should it be? First of all, you want your creative output to be tracked weekly, and you want to have a performance bonus for the creative strategist tied to it. Number two, you want to have innovation rate and failure rate measured every single week to make sure that when you are analyzing the results, you also know what is the current innovation rate and the current failure rate. Then you have a scorecard that aligns the team, each one of the team members, to your business goals. In the first place, you should also have business goals, which is something that I'm not seeing in most of the companies we are helping with the creative system. And finally, you can instantly see which ads are scaling, which ads are stagnating, and which ads are falling off. Now, sign number 5 is that you expect your new hire, your new creative strategist, to build the plane and to fly the plane at the same time. You want the system to be already in place before they join. You don't want them to build your workflow, but you want them to be onboarded into a structured workflow with clear expectation. Their job is to execute strategy and not to reinvent operations. And you can understand this is simply a different role. This is supposed to be a COO, the head of operations, definitely not a creative strategist. And finally, you're hiring them to scale your ads effort. You're not hiring them to save you from disorganization. And if you recognized even one of these signs in your own brand, then the problem and the reason why all of these great creative strategists failed and fell short within your business is that the real problem was not a creative strategist, but was the system you threw them into. And now, if you're tired of burning through hires, of missing deadlines and flying blind with your ads, in a current landscape where ad creatives is simply the biggest lever you have at your disposal, what we do is simple. We don't just hire great creative strategists, but we help you build the creative system that allows them to be great within your organization. And this is exactly what you missed out on up until now, and this is the reason why your creative strategist fell short. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one and with my team to fix your creative system once and for all, and finally find a creative strategist that can actually find new winning ads at scale consistently every single week, then book a call at creativestrategist.com and we will be more than happy to have a call with you, show you what we would do if we were in your position, and then you can decide whether you want to work with us and do it with us and take this shortcut that you can provide you with based on our experience, or if you want to implement it yourself without spending a dime. Maybe it's going to take a little longer, but you will still be able to build a creative system once you understand that that's the problem and not the creative strategist. If you like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.